and all to thee, my blessed, I surrender all. All right, so what did I do right there? This is a 6, 2 to the 5, 1, and to the 4 chord progression. That's what I basically did, and I'm going to break it down for you bit by bit. Okay, so the 6th chord, we're in the key of C major. So the 6th chord is the A minor 9th chord, right? This is the normal way to play it. Okay, that's in the root position. Well, we can voice things differently by doing it this way. So what are we doing? Remember, this is the normal way to play it, but I can now say, okay, left hand plays the root below, while the right hand, you can see that we have a C major 7th chord on the right hand. So we take the 2 top notes and bring it down to the bottom right here to form something like a cluster. Right, that is still the C major 7th chord, just voiced differently. In music, it's actually called the B voicing for the C major 7th chord. Then on the left hand, we can now play the root, which is the A. Then we can add E, which is like a 15th interval from the root. So root and the 5th, right? So that's the 6th chord. Then that takes you to the 2 chord. And now the only difference is, from the 6th, is that look at this G right here. We're sliding it down to the G flat. The rest note stays the same, while the left hand goes to the 2, right? And that makes it a D dominant 13th chord. We can add the root and the 15th there, just to make it rich and full on the left hand. So that's an altered chord. So that's an altered 2 chord here, because we're having some, notes that are not part of the regular 2 chord, which is actually a D minor chord. Okay, so this one is a D dominant chord in this case, so it's altered. So now we'll go to the 5 chord, and this is also an altered 5 chord because the 5 by default has to be a dominant chord. That's a G dominant 7th chord, or simply a G major triad. But in this case, we are modifying it to play a G minor 9th chord. And if you look at it very well, you can also see that our right hand is playing a B flat major 7th chord. This is the normal way, right? And if you add a root here, you can see we have a G minor 9th chord. So right hand plays the B flat major 7th chord. However, we're going to take the 2 top notes and bring it down to the bottom to create a B voicing for the B flat major 7th chord. Then the left hand addresses the root. That's the G. So altogether, that's a G minor 9th chord. We can add the 15 there. That's the D. So you got that. Okay, then from the 5 to the 1. So this is the C dominant 13th chord. This is not a regular one you would play, but I mean, it's gonna serve the purpose of which we're playing it, right? So we're doing a similar thing like we did, right? So that's the same idea that's happening for the 5 chord to the 1 chord. So you can see that from the 5 chord, which is a G minor 9th chord, the right hand is playing the B voicing for the B flat major 7th chord. So we slide down the F just a half step to the E, okay, and we bring our left hand down to the root, which is the C. So that's a C dominant 13th chord. So that's the difference between the 5 and the 1 in this case, right? And as usual, you do root and 5th on the left hand, Then we'll go to the 4 chord. That takes us to the 4. So now this 4 chord is an F major 9th chord. This is the way to play it normally, right? But we are just rearranging or voicing it differently just to give us this. Okay, so we have E, G, A, and C on the right hand, while we play the F and the C, which is the root and the fifth on our left hand. And these chords are, this particular chord progression is a very useful chord progression because it works over a vast majority of songs in gospel. So it's good to practice it using the circle of fourths. Okay, so that's in the key of C, and I can move on to the key of F. Right, I can move to the key of B flat, which is the next key of the circle of fourths. Then the next one is going to be the E flat, key of E flat major. Right, we move to the key of A flat major. Same structure, just moving it to different keys. Okay, the key of where are we? We're in the key of A flat, so we'll move to the key of D flat, which is the next key of the fourth in the circle. So this is in the key of D flat or C sharp. Then we'll move to the key of G flat or F sharp. It's very good to do this across different keys. We're in the key of B, right? So right, then the key of E, right, then A, right, D, then the key of G, okay, then the key of C. That's where we came from. Anyway, that's just a tip for you, and keep practicing. Good luck.